everyone. If you don't know me, my name's Morgan Malcolm, and this is my channel, Love Where You Live. I am here at Floor&Decor again, and I'm here with Nicole. Thanks for joining me.
You got it. Thanks for having me again.
I'm really excited to be back here. So we're going to be talking today about main floor living spaces, living rooms, entryways, and then family rooms, and what kind of is trending in the floors for those, and what would work for you if you're going for, you know, a higher end, or if you want more affordable. So let's get started. What are we seeing is trending right now for main floor living areas?
So we've got a lot of wood looks happening right now. We've kind of phased into a lot of the solid wood, again, more on the higher end spectrum. We also have a lot of water resistant and waterproof flooring options as well. Color trends are really versatile right now. We have stuff, I mean, going from more of a gray kind of washed out look.
Yes.
More of that kind of Joanna Gaines style, a little bit more on the countryside. And then we also have kind of those rich looking espresso tones pulling through. People are really loving that, especially with white baseboard trim, kind of dove gray walls, really kind of playing off the contrasted look. Very elegant, very classy.
So if we're saying for, you know, if the space is pretty large, would you go with a specific color for that? Would you say more on, like, I know for a small room, darker colors can help it look smaller.
Right.
So maybe going with the lighter one for the small room. Are you seeing anything kind of...
I see people really taking an opportunity to think about those.
Yeah.
But again, it really just falls more into the aesthetic preference and style of the home as an entity. So if they're going more for the classical traditional look, it typically falls more in line, even going as light as a natural stained oak, or even going just a little bit lighter, going more with something of a cherry stain. So kind of meeting yourself in the middle there, so you're not shrinking your space, but you're not also washing it out.
Got it. And then are you seeing people kind of going with the same color theme throughout? Like if the kitchen is kind of, we have a lot of open floor plans, but if the kitchen kind of leads into the family living room, are you pulling colors from that? Or are you seeing like a transition and going with something different in a different room?
I'm seeing more of the open concept, keeping it fluid, keeping that continuity. So again, pulling the floors throughout each space, including kitchen, living room, dining room, even entryway. I've seen a lot of people really keep it just nice and fluid.
Okay, great. Let's talk a little bit more about the different options and kind of how these wear and what the installation is for it. So let's talk about these ones that you can see there.
Yeah, so this is actually our 100% waterproof vinyl. It's actually called Décor. The best part about it, it's got the built-in underlayment. So again, no additional accessory cost. It's a floating floor. So it's got cork, antimicrobial, antibacterial, hypoallergenic. I mean, this stuff is phenomenal. And like I said, 100% waterproof. Scratch resistant as well. So great for kids, pets, you name it. Younger families are really kind of gearing more towards anything that's a little bit more durable and very easy to maintain. You can wet mop this stuff, so that's pretty phenomenal. Easy clean and easy maintenance. And
then with it having kind of like the tongue and groove, it's a quick connect kind of thing, so no nails, no glue, nothing needed for that.
Nope, and no underlayment. Unless it's going over concrete, I would like to mention, use a vapor barrier.
Okay, to keep that
moisture
coming up or down.
Exactly. So, and another really great benefit to Décor, no acclimation period.
At all? Wow, that's impressive.
I know, you buy today, install same day.
Okay, great. And then how about color range for these? Is it pretty much anything?
Yeah, I mean, we have stuff from even more of a patterned tile look in the vinyl look, to large planks. We have random width planks, grays, whitewashes, you know, tons of different espresso tones as well. So it's a huge variety of options. Okay, and then size-wise too, do they come in like the two different sizes, like a standard and then an extra large, or how are they kind of? So we have typically around the 4-inch range, and then we also go up to about a 6-inch. Okay, all right, good. And then when these are on and finished, we'll go look at some examples of it a little bit bigger. Is it something that you can tell the difference between this and then like a wood, or the vinyl itself kind of? For sure. I mean, really the biggest difference that you're going to find between a vinyl and even like a laminate and a engineered and a solid, the seams. The seams are going to be a little bit more discreet. They're going to really
like a continuous floor.
Yeah,
almost.
they're going to kind of disappear a little bit. And again, it adds to that waterproof nature of it.
Got it.
So again, we're keeping the seams nice and tidy.
Okay. Great. And then let's take a look at one of these that are a little thicker here.
Yeah, so here is our product called Aqua Guard. This is the water-resistant laminate. Okay. So high definition fiberboard in the center. This is also scratch resistant as well. It does come in polished, like high gloss options, and more of the grained wire brush.
Kind of a matte.
Yeah, so, but again, one other kind of big difference between this and Nucor, you do have to have the underlayment behind this. But it's a floating floor as well, so there's no glue down, nail down applications. And the acclimation period is super minimal.
Is it about 72 hours?
Yeah, 48 to 72.
Okay. Perfect. And these they also have the quick connect, so that's that floating floor. It's really easy to install.
Right.
Color range is pretty similar to the other one?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got tons of color options.
And then for this, so you'll see a little bit more of the seam, so it looks a little bit more like that traditional floor.
Right, exactly. Giving it a little bit more of a realistic look. So people really do judge for that.
So between these two, the benefit to having it thicker, is it just how it feels? Is it how it looks? What is the benefit, or is there any?
Well, weight bearing is a really big thing. So say if you're pulling this into a dining room and you have extremely heavy furniture that you definitely are not ready to part with.
Yeah.
I would recommend always to my clients going with something with a little bit more durability in the plank, so Aqua Guard would be my first suggestion.
And these ones are still that waterproof finish kind of thing?
They do have, they're considered water resistant. They hold up to 30 hours of standing water, so I mean,
hopefully you get to it by then.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, great. And then we have some other ones here, so...
Yeah, so this is actually the solid hardwood options, and I have 3 of them here for you, just looking at different types of finishes and talking about durability. So here we have a really nice kind of mix between the gray and, brown tones. It's really versatile, so again, kind of fitting into a wide variety of styles and themes for the home.
Sure.
So this is actually going to be hickory. Hickory is one of our stronger solid wood types.
Okay.
Does have an aluminum oxide finish on it, so again, it won't really wear with UV light.
Okay, good.
So again, extremely durable, and the best part about solid hardwood, resale value.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
we all like the hardwood. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I mean, the fact that you can, refinish and restain over a lifetime, and this stuff will last forever.
Okay, so this is one, so it is still kind of that easier quick connect kind of thing. Do you have to glue these down?
Yes, it's glue down, nail down, or staple down application.
Okay, and then so an underlayment of some sort?
Absolutely. You still have to have a required underlayment for this product.
Okay, and then you can sand it, so if like later on you change your mind on the color that you picked, that's something you can sand it and refinish it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And then these are a little bit thicker than even the other ones we saw. How about acclimation time for these?
So the sweet spot is about a good 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We do want to make sure that, again, it acclimates directly to the home climate. So keeping it in the house, general areas of where it's going to be installed for those 2 weeks. You don't have to spread it out by any means.
Okay.
Your house will still be livable,
Yeah.
but it is highly recommended. So again, it doesn't kind of bow and, expand and contract on you as you're going through that install process.
Yes, that's the worst, is when people don't acclimate it and you put the floor on instantly and then it shrinks and you have those gaps, or it expands and then you have the lips.
Yep. So we don't want toe stubbers. We don't want any
You paid for a
crevasses.
new floor. You want it to look perfect.
Exactly.
So.
And we want to make sure that we maintain and take care of it as well. So we're using Bona products and certified solid hardwood cleaners.
Okay.
Yep. I did want to also mention that probably the most durable product, this is a Brazilian Tigerwood.
Oh, wow.
It's also more of an exotic wood. You can even see just the natural color and difference between the 2 options here. Definitely a richer tone by nature. So when people go through and the process of sanding and refinishing, it's always good to keep in mind the actual base tone of the solid hardwood.
What it would look like. Yeah.
Exactly, because stains will take more to the natural, the natural color of the solid hardwood. So, but again, this is on the Jenkins scale, probably one of our top tiered, most durable solid hardwood products.
Okay, great. And then let's talk a little bit about, so if someone wants to have, what's the most affordable or on the more affordable side, what would be the best choice for that?
Definitely in the range of the Aqua Guard products and the Décor products.
Uh-huh.
Again, just due to the fact that you're not having to have, both of those actually.
Mm-hmm.
So again, not a huge installation material cost added on to that, especially with the new board. There's no additional accessory cost, so it keeps the price really nice and just tight.
Okay, and then what would be one of the more higher end? Is it going to be the exotic wood ones, the solid?
For sure, yeah, solid and anything more exotic. They can range around like the $5, even up to $10 a square foot. So.
And then what are we seeing for trends? Are people going with larger sizes of plank size? Are they going with smaller ones? Does it kind of depend?
It does depend again on the style and theme of the home, but I think we are kind of phasing out of the more like 2 1/4 colonial look style in the plank size.
Yeah.
People are really loving the maybe 3 1/4, 4 inch, even up to the 5 inch plank size. It does give a little bit more of an optical illusion of space being a little bit larger.
Okay, and then for install, I mean, obviously the bigger the pieces are, the less it takes to install it, so it goes a little faster?
A little bit quicker, but I would say, you know, you still have to take your time. Cutting can be a little bit more difficult with a larger plank, but again, just the style and just the beauty of the larger planks, it makes a huge noticeable difference.
Awesome. So now let's talk about for the layout. What are you seeing going on with the layout so far? Are they doing a lot of just pretty straightforward? Let's say you have like a long rectangle style room where it's longer. Do you go with the planks with the length, or do you go against it?
I typically recommend going with the length of the space.
Okay.
Again, as to not fight against the natural shape of the room or just a general area.
We also don't really want to bring attention to shorter.
Right, we would like to give a little bit more depth to the space, so definitely going with the longer side.
Okay, and then let's say, is there any recommendation for if a room is smaller, you're kind of saying go with a bigger plank because it helps it feel bigger. But if a room is pretty large, is there anything you should do, shouldn't do, with style-wise and layouts?
For sure. I mean, if you have a large space, you kind of have immense flexibility on your options.
Yeah.
So you can lay it really however you'd like. One cool thing that I have found that people are doing with their larger spaces, they're doing metallic inlay around the corners of their rooms with a product called Schluter Trim. It's called the Jolly Finish, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure, later. It's really beautiful, very stunning, but it kind of gives that room its own separate character, but without having a jarring transition.
Okay.
So it's a very subtle metallic trim. You have options with the finishes. You could go with a graphite. You could go with brushed nickel, even chrome if you prefer. So it is a really cool option to give a larger space some designated, character.
Kind of,
But it's a creative way to designate space.
Okay. And then speaking of that, with adding some like characters to spaces, with traditional hardwood floors, you can do insets of like a design. Are any of those options, are you seeing anyone trying to mix in some things to give it a little bit more character or originality?
For sure. I actually had one project where they actually did a frame in the small kitchen area. So they essentially just put the planks, side by side, did a picture frame style.
Okay.
And then within the center of that, they did a herringbone pattern.
Oh, so they switched it from that.
Right.
Okay.
And, again, a little bit more tedious. I would trust more of a contractor who's experienced in laying flooring.
Well, especially with the quick connect, because once you start switching it, it's hard to get it to butt up and do
right.
what
You
it
do
needs
have to utilize splines and such just to make sure that we're adjusting for that. But yeah, no, really creative ways to designate
and you
different
still
rooms.
can do that with any of these types?
Solid hardwood, yes. I would not recommend that for the laminates and the vinyls.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. So let's say someone has a room where they have carpet in a part and then wood in another. Do they have pretty good transitions? Are there designated kind of pieces that you would use for that? Or what's the best way to transition?
So the beauty of, most of the products, even actually all the products that we sell here, we have coordinating transition pieces. Whether you're going to tile, to carpet, we have reducers, T-molds, coordinating quarter rounds. you name it, we have it.
Okay, good.
Another option is going on the metallic side of the transition profiles. We do have metallic T-molds and reducers as well.
Okay, great. So let's say, what's the trend right now for finish-wise? Not necessarily color, but if it's matte, or do they go towards the shiny finish, and what's that trending right now?
We're definitely seeing more of the matte finish, a lot of the wire brush textures. Again, only because it is a little bit more easy to maintain and clean. Dust doesn't show as much on matte finish versus a polished finish, along with footprints and such like that. So very easy to clean. People are really loving more of the matte finish as well, because they're going more matte finish for the walls, for their cabinetry. It's definitely a hot trend right now.
Okay, great. Okay, so trend-wise for what colors we're seeing, are you seeing a lot more of matching kind of the grayish throughout the house, or are we seeing more of the wood, or kind of an in-between? What's trending with that?
I'm definitely seeing, it can go to one extreme or the other, again, depending upon style and aesthetic preference in the house, keeping it, again, very fluid and continuous. But I'm seeing a very strong desire to find the balance between, like, the dark, rich espresso and the gray wash look. So kind of giving you the balance of both and the beauty of both. So you love it for a lifetime. You never really get sick of it. So it transitions with style and preference and aesthetics. Your house may change, so it changes with you.
Okay, wonderful. So let's talk a little bit when you come in and you look at sample sizes. So what they do here that's really great is they'll actually give you a full plank, because what I've had before is I've gotten a color where you look like this, but the planks actually have variation in them. So the full plank will have different colors and it will change. And if you get a too small of a sample size and you're expecting something like this, it can be really dramatic when you're not ready for what's coming.
Right, a little bit of a disappointment if you're not getting the full spectrum of the colors and the ranges that come with the full product. So again, we do recommend even taking multiple samples home when you come shop with us, and we have the full plank sizes available for purchase of samples.
And yeah, take them home, because things also look different in different lighting, and if you have strong colors or something in your house already, it can pull that or change what it looks like in your house.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, go take them home and look at it, make sure you still like it. So again, for installation, depending on what you pick, the main thing you have to prepare for is getting whatever was existing off the ground.
Yep.
And then depending on what you need, some of them have underlayment and some of them do not. So you'll kind of go over that when they kind of come in and talk to you about everything.
Exactly. We have tons of specialists here that are very familiar with all the install processes for different types of flooring, especially engineered, laminate, solid hardwoods, you name it. We're professionals in our industry.
Perfect. And then if someone does have something where they want maybe a really unique, or they do want some custom inset type of things, the contractors here, can they go talk to them about that, or do you set an appointment with them to kind of see what that's going to take?
It would be recommended to definitely take a design appointment with our team of designers for sure. We can kind of sketch up and lay out your room, give it a little bit of decorative elements for the floor, and definitely communicate with your contractor. If you have one lined up already, talk to them about your dream project. Talk to them about the style, the layout, and see how you guys can work together to make it happen. So
perfect. That sounds great, and I will put all of their contact information in the description box below, so you can get a hold of Nicole, the design team, setting appointments, or the store here in Stapleton.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Any specifics?
I did want to mention really quickly that we do have a really great selection of unfinished solid hardwoods. We have white oak and red oak, and we do have a small selection of hickory as well in varying plank sizes. So if a contractor or a homeowner is looking to get a specific stain for their project, unfinished is a really great way to go, so they can really customize it for themselves.
Wonderful. Okay, great. Well, we're going to, again, put all the contact information down below, so if you have questions or if you have design things you want to go over, you can schedule appointments for that. And I hope that was a good explanation of some of the trends for the main area. Come see Floor&Decor. You can always go visit all of the little sample areas and take a look at everything and get good ideas. But,
yeah. And for sure, take a look through the design gallery. We've got great vignettes. So
okay, wonderful. All right, well, I'll see y'all later. All right, bye.
Bye, thank you.